the game starts the same way as the one from the previous video. We just have a town with some thorns living there and no units or heroes of any kind. So let's create a hero like we did the last time. Okay, so now we have 8 thorns. Let's promote one of them into a hero. So there they are. Now what happens if we try to promote another thorn into a hero? It doesn't let us. So let's see what the message is. It says there is already a hero in the garrison. Okay, so since the newly promoted hero is placed in the hero slot in the garrison, that slot has to be vacant, otherwise we can't do that. Alright, so let's move the army out and let's try promote it now. It still won't let us. Okay, this time it says you already have a hero for each unit type that's present on this tile. So on this tile we currently only have thorns, and we already have a thorn hero. So if we want to have another hero, we have to find a different unit type from this one. Luckily I designed the map so I know where we can find them. So let's move out and look for another map structure with someone else living there. Yeah, and look, we have barracks over here. Okay, so let's chat to them and let's see if they will join us, and they just accept. Okay, now the reason this happened is that I've added a new concept called NPC attitude, which is similar to how it's handled in the Heroes games. So the admiring attitude is the equivalent of a stack always joining the player, and the hostile one is equivalent to the stack never joining the player. And now if we see where it's used, okay, so in the chat logic, basically the chat checks for the admiring attitude, and if it finds that the neutral units, the neutral creatures that the player is interacting with, if they have the admiring attitude, then it tries to accept any offer of an alliance that a player might make. And all we need now is to actually give that attitude to some structure on the map. So we have it over here. So human barracks, they have admiring attitude, which is why when we ask them to join us in an alliance, they accept immediately. Okay, so now these are our barracks, but there are no units available at the moment, so let's wait a week out again. And we got some humans. Alright, so in the town we have 8 more thorns, and in the human barracks we have 4 humans. Okay, so let's take them with us to the town and see if we can promote one of them into a human hero. Alright, so here we are. This is all our units. There's the 4 humans. Okay, so now if we promote, we have the option of creating a human hero. So let's do that. And now we have 2 heroes, each with their own units. So let's say we swap them around so that basically the units match the hero. Now we can move the Thorn army one way, and we can move the humans out of the garrison and turn them into a field army and move them somewhere else. And that's how we end up with 2 heroes, basically 2 armies exploring the map together. If we want to create a 3rd hero, we'll just have to find some more unit types, so beyond the humans and the thorns that we currently have. Now, this is kind of similar to how Songs of Conquest approach hero limitations, in that game the number of heroes that a player can have is tied to how many settlements he controls, which is quite different from how Heroes games approach it. So Heroes games don't kind of care about these kinds of restrictions. You can hire as many heroes as you want on the first turn, as long as you can afford it, subject to a hard cap of 8 heroes at the most that can explore the adventure map at the same time. Now, I haven't implemented that kind of cap. I'm kind of hoping that this limitation will suffice. It's an important cap though, because one important difference between the Heroes games and games like Civilization, let's say, is that Heroes games don't become tedious as the game goes on, as the kingdom expands, as the armies grow. And these kind of restrictions are sort of the reason for that. So it's very important that the game doesn't devolve into kind of micromanagement hell as it expands, as the player plays. I'm hoping that this kind of restriction will suffice to make sure that doesn't happen. But if it doesn't, then I'll definitely add perhaps the same kind of hard cap that the Heroes games have. But for now, I want to try the game out without it and see how well it plays.